My goal is always to have a defined plan of attack and to practice it daily before even going to the casino so I have it down cold. Hey, this is level 1 of the Level Up with CMJ program. It's designed for a bankroll of $330 up to $660. So if this interests you, make sure that you follow this video all the way to the end so you can learn all the ins and outs of how this program works. Hey, my name is Joe. This is my Craps Master journey. Let's make it yours too. So each level of the Level Up with CMJ program, I have 2 different strategies to follow. One strategy is a walk-up or a cold table strategy, and the second strategy is our main or our light side strategy. For the walk-up or the cold table strategy, what it involves is setting up a program. It's based off of the Horseman with a little bit of a CMJ twist, but the Horseman was made famous by John at Pro Craps. And the intent of that program or that strategy is so that you can walk up to any table and feel it out and play it, and you're going to have ups and downs, but you're going to really remain kind of neutral on your bankroll most of the time. And that's why it makes it such a great strategy for a cold table or an up and down table, as well as just walking up and trying to figure out who the shooters are and how that table is performing. The second strategy that we have is our normal play or our light-sided play. And this strategy is designed to build your bankroll up and to get off the table as fast as possible. So we're going to kind of have some rules or considerations to follow as you go through the program. And we'll cover those at the end of this video. So this is how we play our normal strategy or the light-sided play. Watch this. So both the cold table walk-up strategy as well as the light-sided play or regular strategy has 5 steps to it. And that's for every single level of the Level Up program. Remember, this is level 1, which is $360 to $660. And level 1 on the regular strategy here starts off with $18 on the 6, $18 on the 8. So that would be, what, a $36 investment. Okay, I'm just putting it off the side so you know how much we have invested here. Let's say the 6 hits. And it doesn't matter if it's a 6 or the 8 because they both pay the same. You're going to get paid out $21. What we're going to do is we're going to take $3 from our rack. We're going to drop it in to make both the 6 and the 8 look like $30. So we'll put $3 more investment here, so that's a $39 investment to get to 2 bets of $30 each. And remember, the $18 that we start off with was step number 1. Step number 2 is going to be after that first hit, we go to the 30 on each. So let's spread this out so you can see that that's $30. That's 30 there. And this is going to be 30 here. Okay? So again, like I said, this is going to be step number 2 now, where we're going to make the 6 and 8 look like $30 each. And that's all for a $39 investment. Now let's say the 8 hits this time. And again, it does not matter which one because they both pay the same. Let's say the 8 hits. We're going to win $35 off of that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to tell the dealer that you want to come down to $18 on the 6 and $18 on the 8. And that's going to bring us to step number 3 on the program. So what they're going to do is they're going to take $40 here. And I'll put the rest of this aside. They're going to make one of those nickels look like 5 pennies. And they're going to take $36 here, and they'll give you the rest of this back. So what happens is, remember, we have a $39 investment. Well, we have $59 back to the rack, plus we have a paid for 6 and 8 bet here. So let's make that look like $18 each. And I'm going to pull this off so that way you guys are not confused on what's going to be going on here. So this is going to be step number 3. Step number 3 starts with that $16, 6 and 8 again. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take $2 out of our rack and we're going to hop the 5s. And I don't have any hop bets on here, so this is going to be a 1-4 or 4-1 hop. And this is going to be a 2-3 or a 3-2 hop. We're also going to take $15 out of our rack and we're going to place it onto the field. So we're going to make that a field bet of $15. So remember, this is step number 3 of the level 1 of the Level Up with CMJ program. Now our goal is to use this field bet here to start populating the 4, the 5, the 9, and the 10. And if we could do that, that'll bring us to step number 5. But step number 4 is using that field bet. Now that we have step 3 completed, step number 4 is using that field bet to start populating across. So let's say the 5 rolls. And this is the different scenarios that's going to happen here now. If the 5 rolls, we're going to lose this field bet, but we're going to get paid out $15 and we'll lose one of these. Okay, so essentially it's a $14 gain. We're plus this $1 here that we get paid out. So we're profiting $14. In all retrospect, it's a loss of $1. So again, if that happens, we'll put that $15 up there. We'll take another dollar out of our rack and we'll hop the 5s again. Same would happen if the 6 or 8 rolls. If the 6 or 8 rolls, we're going to lose this. So we're losing 15. We're going to lose these. We're losing $17, but we're getting paid out $21 on that 6 or 8. Okay, so we're going to take 15 of that. We'll go back up on here. We'll get some singles here. That's 5 right there. And what we'll do is we're going to hop that 5 again. So if that 6 or 8 rolls, we're going to profit a total of $4. Okay, if the 9 rolls, we're going to lose this 2 here, but we're going to get paid out $15 on that field bet. And we're just going to take that $15, go right up on that 5. Okay, let's say the 5 rolls, the 6 rolls, or the 8 rolls again. What's going to happen here is we're going to lose that 15, but we'll get paid out 21. So that's going to be a profit of $6. I'll go back into your rack. If the if the 3, 4, 9, 10, or 11 rolls, we're going to get paid out $15 on that field bet. We're just going to take that, go right up on that 9. But if that 2 or the 12 rolls on my table, and most tables out in the casinos, it pays double for the 2 or the 12. Some casinos have triple on the 12. I played at a couple like that. And that would be the ultimate situation. But if, like I said, the 3, 4, 9, 10, 11 pays out that $15. Well, let's say the 9 rolls right now. If the 9 rolls, we're going to get paid out 15 there. We're also going to get paid out 21 here. So that'd be a perfect situation in this situation, because what happens now is we can take this 15, go up on the 10. I'm sorry, on the 4. We'll go up on that 10. And remember, these are only place bets right now. Most casinos do not make these buy bets unless they're $20. And a buy bet it costs you $1 vig for every $20 that's on the 4 or the 10. But with only having 3 units under $15 each, there's no vig associated with that. So instead of paying out double, it's going to pay out $27 for that 15 that's on there. So we'll bring this back and we'll take this down then. And we take that field down. We don't go back up on the field anymore once we're all the way across on our bets. Okay, and once we get to this point, this is where we switch over to step number 5. Okay, for step number 5, I'm going to go through, and I have a trend betting video. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to that trend betting video that I had done. But as a quick recap, I'm just going to go through the progressions on this. The 6 responds the same as the 8 when it comes to trend betting. So if we get to step number 5, we're going to start trend betting these if you decide to keep on going forward. So for trend betting, we're going to go from $18 up to $30 on the next hit, and only that number gets pressed up. We'll go from 30 to 42, from 42 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, and then after that 120, we're going to start over at $180. So remember, this is 18. All we're doing is we're adding that 0 to that, so from 18 to 180. Okay, and then our next one was what, 30? So instead of we're going to go from 180 up to 300 to 420. Now, the next one's going to be 504, because at my casino, we have a max table bet of $500. And I believe 504 is the most I could do on that 6 and 8 at my casino. After that 504 bet, we would go up to $600. And then from 600, we would go to 900 and 1200. If, it depends on how far your bet goes up. But again, check out that trend betting video that I had done at a different time. On the 5 and 9, they're going to respond the same way as each other. And let's take the 9 for example, because it's the same thing. We're going to go from that $15 here to 25, from 25 to 35, from 35 to 60, from 60 to 90, 90 to 120, 120 to 150. And if you notice, the 150 is at 15 with a 0 on the end, right? So we're going to go from 150 to 250 to 350 to 500. Remember, that's my table max, from 500 to 600. And then we're going to go from 600 to 900, 900 to 1200, 1200 to 1500. And we just start the process over again, adding a 0 on the end. Trend betting for the 4 and 10, we're just going to double up on everything. Remember, there is a VIG associated with it. I'm not going to really go through the VIG right now, but we start with 15. We'll go from 15 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 120, 120 to 240, 240 to 500. We're going to bring that up to 500 right away and get done with it. From 500, we can go 1,000, then 2,000, then 4,000, then 8,000, and go on up from there depending on what your table max is. So different ways of doing our trend betting. Remember, this is the light-sided play or a regular part of the Level Up program. So this is how you play your cold table or walk-up strategy. We're just going to do base horsemen for the level 1. Remember, there's going to be 4 units or 4 bets involved. So we're going to go with 4 bets of $15. And what I do is I take those 4 stacks and I bring them aside. And when I have my rack at my table, what I'll do is I'll take these and I'll just place them on my rack just like this. So that way I know when I have all 4. Let's say we have, these and this and this in our rack. Okay? So that way when I go through these 4 that are laid out, that's all I play on the horseman strategy. Remember, this is the walk up or the cold table strategy. I'm just going to pull this back here for now. Okay. The horseman is designed that you do a don't pass bet when you first start. Now, I don't play the don't pass. I usually play the don't come. So let's say they roll the dice, and I'm just going to roll them out really quick here. And we have what I just had up. We had the 3-1-4. So what happens is the puck goes to the 4. Now what I'll do is I will put a $15 don't come bet out. Okay, we'll roll this out really quick, and we've got a 6-4-10. Okay, so that don't come travels to the 10. They'll put that up here, and then now we pull out our second bet. We make a come bet from here, and that come bet's going to travel up. Now let's look through our situations again. Let's pull this off. Okay, we had the point established. We put a don't come bet out there. Now this don't come bet's going to win on a 2 or a 3. It's going to lose on a 7, 11, and it's going to tie or push on that 12. All the other numbers is going to get placed. So we went over to that 10. Now we're going to go and put that $15 come bet on. And what's going to happen is this is going to win on a 7 or 11. It's going to lose on a 2, 3, or 12. All the rest of the numbers are replaced up here. So let's roll the dice here, see what we got. We've got a 6-5 mid-mo-yo. This cheer coming to us for above. So that's going to be a winner here on that comeback. So we'll just put this into our rack, and I'll put it aside because I'm not going to utilize that bet. That's going to be profit brought back to me because remember, this is a cold strategy. And I'll also pull this one back. So that way I have $30 recovered. What I'll do here now is I'll put my third bet out here as a comeback. Remember, these will even after 7 comes, so we get paid out, nice money here. I just had my light just dropped off, damn it. Okay, we got game on. So we rolled a 5-1-6. So what's going to happen is now this comebet's going to travel up to the 6, and I'll put that right in that box here. And then we have 1 unit left that we can go back up on that comebet. Now, best scenario here would be a 7, because if the 7 would roll, we get paid out here and here. Otherwise, that place, the comebet will come through. The worst case scenario is getting a 2, 3, or a 12. So let's roll it out again. And we got a 4-2-6, so that's perfect because they're going to call this an on and off. So what would happen is this would come up here, this one would get paid, but at the casino they'll just leave it up there, and they're going to give you $15 right there, and they're just going to leave it like that. What I'll do there then is I'll pull all my bets down, and look what happened here. We have all 4 of our bets brought back, our $40 back in here, and we have a chance of winning extra money up here. So we still have $20 for free in play. So let's roll this out really quick, get to the end. We have a 2-1-3 that does nothing. We get a 5-1-6. That's perfect. That pays out that $15 there, and it'll look like this, and they'll put it over in front of us. So we got an extra $30 in profit. Oh, 7 rolls, that'd be perfect. We got a 3-2-5. Another 3-2-5. That's a justice 5. We got another 5-4-1-5. The 5 is hot right now. We got a 3-3 hard 6, and this is like the ultimate roll for the light-sided strategy. And there we go, we got the 10, so we knocked this off. So this is actually going to be the loser. And now what I would do here is I would let the shooter finish out his shooting, and I would consider that a profit of $30 on that shooter. We mentioned all the different considerations that you should follow when we rolled out both of the strategies, but here's a couple more things to consider. First of all, always know what your win goal is before you walk into the casino. So that way, once your money on your rack plus the money that's on the table equals or exceeds that win goal, make sure you pull all your money down, all your bets down, and color up, get to the cage, end that session, end that day, and put the money in your pocket and go home so you can start over the next time, working towards winning towards your next win goal. And number 2 consideration is always know where your bankroll is. So in other words, know how much money you have on the table, know how much money you have in the rack, add those 2 together so that way you know exactly how much money you have. And once you kind of like in number 1, once you hit that win goal, pull your bets down, color up, get to that cage, go home, be a winner, and be able to work towards building your bankroll up again the next time you go to the casino. So the third consideration is when to pull your money down. And normally you can pull your money down after step number 3, step number 4, or step number 5. And basically what step to pull it down is revolves around where you are in your bankroll. So for example, if you're just starting out and you have a neutral bankroll, in other words, you have no losses, no wins, you might want to start pulling down somewhere around step 4, maybe even 5, depending on how that shooter's doing. But step 4 is a really good spot, so that way you can bring back a certain amount of money to your rack. And you know, step 4 on most of the strategies, especially in the beginning, is somewhere around that $96 mark. And if let's say you have a goal of $150 and you bring back 96, you're already over halfway to your goal. And that's going to be money in the rack, money that you can put in your pocket, money that you can color up and cash out and walk home a winner. The second area of where your bankroll is could be if you're down in your bankroll, so you're in recovery, if you will. And a good time to pull the money back to your rack to get money consistently come back is to pull your money off after either step 3 or step 4. Now that's going to make you kind of an outlier at the table, meaning that a lot of people look at you and say, okay, why did you pull your money down? Because the roll might go another 20 rolls longer, or it might even go 2 rolls longer. And if it goes only 2, you look like the hero. But if it goes 20 longer and you're sitting there watching, which I do consistently, people look at me and say, hey, Joe, why are you doing that? You could be making all this money. But my pushback is I have a certain win goal, and if I can get back to that win goal or close to the win goal, that's good enough for me. So that way we can hopefully use that next shooter to get to our profit, to our win goal. And my win goal is only a matter of hundreds of dollars versus some people that want to go there for the gusto and win thousands of dollars. They just can't comprehend that way of playing. Now on the flip side, if your bankroll is up, so let's say your goal is $150 and you're at a $100 mark, you might want to play to that level 5 situation and go for the gusto and bring more money home than what your profit goal is. But again, it depends on what the shooter's doing, how the table's going, and how things are working out for you. So make sure that you watch that bankroll, watch the shooter, watch how the roll is, know where you are at where you are at all times, so that way you can work through the shooter and hopefully realize that profit at the end. And the last part of that consideration is if your profit is way up and you actually, the money on the table plus the money in your rack is actually more than what your win goal is. So the difference between what your win goal is and the amount of money that you have in a positive mark is considered fun money. So let's say our win goal is $150 and we have $190 in play or in money. So that gives us an extra $40 to actually go out and play and have fun, extend our time at the table, and hopefully hook up into that big shooter where we can bring back the multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hey, for more information about playing craps, shooting the dice, and becoming disciplined in the game of craps, make sure you check out our long form videos on Craps Master Journey YouTube channel. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master Journey. Let's make it yours too. Make sure that you subscribe and please give me a like to this video.